Robin.
Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony show. How is everyone?
All right.
Yay! Jimmy's back.
Jimmy's back.
Yay for today.
What?
For today.
I'm doing the Tonight Show tomorrow and Chelsea Wednesday, and I'm all next week I'm here.
Busy bee.
Yeah.
Jimmy continues to be busy.
My long run of being away ends. I'm gone 2 days this week, 1 day next week, and then I'm back for good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, well, we miss you.
And
Jimmy.
I hate not being here. I know it's nice to have me away a little bit, but this is too much.
But you're away doing big things for yourself.
Yes, you know.
Becoming a big star.
Big star right in front of our eyes.
I'm still a zilch, but it's nice to just build a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more.
Little.
I got to promote my dumb CD. Thanks a lot.
What was I going to say? Oh, we were just talking about the fights. We should talk about that for a couple minutes. UFC 128.
Tremendous.
Jimmy went. I had other things I had to do, but I certainly watched all the fights Saturday night, and wow, this John Jones is the real deal, huh?
Oh, is he good, man? I honestly, as much as I know he's a great fighter, I didn't think he was going to win. I thought Shogun was going to fucking... I picked... Here's what a phony I am. I picked John Jones, but I was talking to enough people who were like, ugh, Shogun is fucking deadly. And my friend watched him train and said, man, he kicks so hard, he'll kill you if he kicks you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I picked John Jones.
And I kind of wavered.
I picked John Jones just because we interviewed the guy.
Yeah.
You know, if you come on our show, then okay, we pick you.
We like you, brother.
Simple as that. But John Jones tore him apart. Shogun was never in that fight.
I couldn't believe what a fucking beating he gave Shogun. I couldn't believe that beating.
And what, he's 23, the youngest light heavyweight?
Ever. Champion, yeah. I think he's...
youngest ever light heavyweight champion in UFC history, 23 years old.
He's only doing it a few years, too.
He's only had 12 fights or something, right?
Yeah.
Never really been tested. They throw him up against Shogun, and he just tore him apart. Shogun was never in that.
I was sitting behind Rashad Evans.
Yeah.
He had Dana gave us amazing seats.
Of course.
And we were he's the best. And we were right behind Rashad Evans and this guy Kenny Florian. And they kept, because Rashad was supposed to fight him, but he got hurt. And it's like, I'm watching that. You can't be happy.
No.
Watching that guy. Like, that's who you have to fight.
And so Rashad's going to fight John Jones, you think?
I think he's next.
They're going to set that up?
I believe he's next.
Were you close to Ice-T? Because that's all I saw on the pay-per-view. Ice-T and his lovely, is it a wife?
Yeah.
Long-term girlfriend, wife, Coco?
No, I saw them walk in, but I was sitting ringside. Like, they were right outside that area. But...
they were in every shot.
Were they?
As the fighters were coming to the cage. Every shot they were in.
I was sitting behind Rogan. Like, Rogan was probably 3 seats ahead of me.
Oh, you were down below this time?
Yeah. Which I didn't expect to be.
Because usually we're on that first
level.
First row of the second level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is a better seat because you're as high as the cage.
I was with my nephew and his friend and my sister and Kenny and his son. But they were up. There were only 3 of us on the floor. The seats, they said, were very tight. They didn't have as many seats this time.
Right.
But we were a couple of people behind Rogan. Just a little bit off to the side.
Wow, I didn't see you.
Yeah, I was in there with a burgundy sweatshirt. It was horrendous.
I probably should have saw you on the pay-per-view.
It was horrendous.
Yeah, you saw me at one. There's one point. I have to be in it at one point.
Because what, you're strangling Joe Rogan as he's trying to do his job?
Yeah, I was just licking his ear, hoping that somebody would notice. But I was so close. You know, I was sitting behind Crow Cop's. Where that side of the ring where Crow Cop was, where his ring side was, I was like 3 back there.
Man, the Crow Cop knockout. He was out cold before he hit the canvas or whatever they call it in the UFC.
That was a rough.
He got knocked out and then falls, and the first part of the body to hit the floor was his head.
Oh, one of those.
Like no.
Was there like a gush of just sweat and blood?
Well, you saw
flying out of his head.
After the hit, you saw his leg buckle. You knew he was out cold.
Yeah.
And then the first part to hit the floor was his face with no hands or nothing to brace himself because he was out.
It's amazing to see those powerful guys because it's not like a sap is getting in there getting his ass kicked. Like we've seen these guys. They're big, powerful. Just get their fucking asses handed to them.
Do you see how close? You see where I am right there behind those guys?
Oh man!
Can you see those guys?
Oh, yeah.
I was sitting behind Shogun's. I don't know. They might have been family. They were Brazilian guys, and there was like 5 of them in front of me, and they had all like white on. And after he lost, because they were being nice. They weren't being dicks.
Yeah.
But they were so. It was weird to watch. his people as he's getting the shit beat out of him.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh my God,
can't be comfortable for them,
dude. They were fucking. They were like their energy was slowly waning as like they realized like this guy's really beating him.
Yeah,
and after it was over, they were all just kind of stunned, and one of the guys was crying. I felt really bad for him.
Damn,
probably his family
crying because that could be the end of Crow Cop. 36 years old.
No, Shogun.
Oh, I mean Shogun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Crow Cop is done, but Shogun's people were fucking crying because they're watching him lose the belt slowly.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Crow Cop, I think Dana said is done. I think he's.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Finished?
I think so.
That's about it for him.
36.
Damn, man.
How old's Shogun?
I don't know. Actually.
Is he getting up there now too?
No, I don't think he's that old. What is he? Mars like 28, 29? Okay.
Mars, you have a good time.
Oh, I love
Well, I didn't see you. Where were you?
Oh, he's probably a little further back than you.
Hope so.
just a little bit, just a little further.
How far back do they put you?
20th row.
20th row on what? That first level?
Yeah, on the first level. On the first level.
Off the floor?
Yeah, I know exactly where it was.
Yeah, it was all right. It was decent.
Oh, you want better seats next time,
Yeah,
Mars?
he wants better seats.
It was just all right.
You can tell. It's all right.
Really? You want to talk to the guys that were way up in the rafters for a few $100s?
There were a lot up there too, man.
There's a lot of people behind you. That's all you need to worry about.
Yeah, you were on the lowest level besides the floor, but just 20 rows. Yeah. It's hard to see sometimes because of the cameras and stuff like that. And there's always guys standing there with the cameras.
Yeah, but you got the big screens all over the place. Yeah. So you go there to watch TV, which is neat. Yeah. That's what you do at most sporting events now, because the TVs have gotten so large and so clear.
Yeah. You're not looking at
a lot of these sporting events you go just to watch TV.
Yeah.
I kept making myself look into the ring. I'm like, you're right here. It's an instinct to look up.
Yeah.
But once in a while, if they're behind like one of the posts and you just can't, you have to.
Then you look up.
But yeah, I made myself look into the ring. Oh, those fucking kicks! You can hear them when you're that close. That that meaty slap of a foot.
Yeah, John Jones. John Jones knows how to kick, huh?
Dude, he knows how to do everything.
You see how fast that kick is? I don't know shit about this stuff, but I do know this. He seems to kick really quickly.
He does everything.
Is that true, Mars?
Yes, and a spinning elbow, very fast. This guy's very fast.
Man. You couldn't get, like, usually we were talking before, again, just a guy with 84-inch reach or whatever, you can get in on, like, once you break that reach and get in on him, it's probably harder for him, but not with Jones, because you'd get in on him and he'd knee you in the face or elbow you. He'd spin and elbow you.
Yeah, you did say 84-inch reach.
I think so,
That
right?
is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
He had, what, 8.5 inches off Shogun?
Yeah.
8.5 more inches of reach than Shogun. How do you fucking fight that?
And you know what happened to him during the day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is that true?
Oh, yeah, an hour before
I read that yesterday.
Oh, right. He took down a guy that was breaking into a car.
Yeah, and the woman screamed or whatever.
Yeah.
And his two trainers are running after the guy, and Jones chased, and he's like, I got kind of gazelle legs, so he
just
passed
bolted past them, grabs the guy. What bad timing on the part of this guy that was breaking into a car.
Was there a thwarting that happened?
Oh, yeah.
He took him down.
As he was running, Jones said that the guy looked back, and Jones said, I'm going to catch you, right? And the guy tripped over his own feet.
He just panicked.
He's able to tell him, I'm going to catch you.
Was this in Newark?
Oh, yeah, this was in Patterson.
Patterson,
New Jersey.
Yeah, he was going to a park to meditate.
Why would you go to a park in Patterson to meditate? Can't you use your hotel room?
I know.
They got waterfalls at this park.
Oh. He likes to be with nature before.
Well, because what I read too, they had that he had put him in a hold.
Yep, wait for cops.
And waited for the cops. And then his trainer, the trainers came by and said, all right, look, we don't need you getting into shit with this guy. So the trainers took over and put him in some fucking hold where this guy must have been like, why these guys?
Yeah. out of anyone.
He got knocked down by the light heavyweight champion. Not even a guy who can fight.
Yeah.
The guy who was about to win the belt.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I love this John Jones.
Dude, you know who told me about it right before the fight? Ari Shafir was there.
Right.
And when I heard that, I'm like, this fucking guy, that's a weird karma thing. Like, that's too good of a story for him not to win now.
Mm-hmm. And he was just really cool on the phone. He had a great vibe about him. And, he looks like he's going to be the real deal.
Oh, he's going to last a long time. Mark
in the
my
UFC.
Words. Yes.
Yeah, you could just tell, right?
Mark my words. He's going to be there for a long time.
Who beat him? He lost one fight.
He only lost
right?
on fucking illegal strike.
I beat him.
Strike.
Oh, what?
He was disqualified.
Oh, he's disqualified.
Yeah. He's a very violent man.
How do you throw an illegal elbow?
Well, you could throw spiking down. They don't want you to spike the elbow down.
Because that could just pretty much take your face off, right?
Yeah, it can probably kill you.
Really?
Yeah, so they rather you swing the elbow.
Oh, you guys, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You got to kind of swing.
Isn't that what we were talking about when, Friday?
What happened?
When Liddell was in about the elbows and shit?
No, Strike Force still allows...
The strike force was not allowing elbows at all.
Not allowing
Right,
elbows.
okay.
That's what we were talking about.
At all.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were discussing, what are the changes going to be now that Strike Force was bought by the UFC, and that's what it was, the elbow thing.
We were talking about Friday's show. A lot of people over the weekend, because it was a great fucking show here Friday with Rogan and
Penn Jillette.
Penn Jillette came in.
Two guys that really know how to talk.
It's fucking fantastic.
And are really good at it.
Yeah, they're interesting guys, both of
They're
them.
really good. And then I realized it's like, oh, yeah, Chuck Liddell was here, too. He sat here. He was having a great time. He's laughing his ass off. He's just, but he just sat there.
You know who said that? Liddell. I saw him at the event. I walked up, and he goes, man, that fucking show is hilarious. He just started talking about how much fun he had on the show.
Yeah.
And how Joe and Penn, he goes, they didn't even fucking need me. I was just hanging out.
You're just sitting there.
He just started tweeting.
Yeah, he's tweeting and laughing. It was
out his Twitter.
It was a fuck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, but that was the first thing he said to me. He really loved the show, and he had fun. He said, just saying how funny. People love how guys can just go and free form and be funny here.
Yeah, we talked to him, though,
Yeah.
and then he decided to hang. He could have left.
No,
he
he
obviously
loved it.
could have left, but he was having a good time.
He was having a good time, man. Everybody was. Shit, we stayed an hour later
Till 11
than
o'clock,
usual.
yeah.
Yeah. So people were also tweeting things like, that 20 minutes from Thursday's show, paid in full.
That's right. That's right, it was.
See, we made up.
Although the Ian Halpern segment was one for the ages, too.
It
It took a
was.
while to get us going on that one, but we made that work in the end.
How was Imus? I was bummed I missed that.
Imus was good.
I saw your photos of
Imus was good.
backstage. I was really bummed.
Yeah, but
missed
I was bummed that it wasn't recorded for anything.
It wasn't?
No.
It was for nothing.
It was for like 200 people at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Hard Rock.
Most of them certainly not our fans, a lot older.
He didn't tape it?
No, and I even said that
Nothing.
to him backstage. I'm like, why aren't you taping this and then play a few clips on your show, make your next radio show easy?
You would think, right?
No tape, no TV, no radio.
Wow.
It was strange.
Yeah. It's just there in the
But it was
in space.
It was for a good cause, a charity. So
Yeah.
those people paid money to be there. So
Who was there?
Imus apparently is pretty paranoid about things being
one.
taped. Like
but I told them everyone has smartphones. They're taping anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to make sure they're not doing that. I'm like, trust me, they're doing that. Who was there?
Yeah,
Me,
Hannity.
Anthony, and Hannity. And Rob Bartlett doing stand-up. And I think they had some Jersey boys singing.
Jersey boys singing. Dude, I don't even know if we brought this up. When we left, there was a comic on stage. It sounded like a seminar. It sounded like he was just giving a seminar from the reaction from
really?
people. He was getting nothing.
It's a tough room.
Nothing. I know. It's
They're all just sitting
old
down.
Imus fan people, and
It was the calmest St. Patty's Day crowd I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They're all just sitting down.
I thought it was a
politely.
broadcast.
No, that's what we thought. We thought at first it was going to be the TV and radio thing. And then we're like, oh, I think he's radio. And then, oh, I think he's recording it for radio. And then we just realized, as somebody said, it amounts to vaudeville. We're just getting on stage. We sat down at a small round table with Imus and Hannity and me and Opie. And Imus just kind of interviewed us. Kind of asked us questions about our careers and our beliefs in certain
we lean
things and
politically.
politics and you know where we just the lifestyle shit. It was cool. It was great. It was funny. We were laughing. But it was very odd.
And fucking Imus could still interview. He could still do his thing.
He can. That's just it, man.
He got a lot of big laughs.
That is it.
There's some MMA footage.
Oh, that's
They're
that's Jones
showing,
right there from the
they're
top.
showing John Jones
Damn.
locally here in New York.
Dude, he was so those knees.
Get the fuck out of here. How do you take a knee
Yeah.
like that?
Oh.
Yeah,
How do you take that knee and continue fighting?
Shogun's a tough dude, man.
Hey, you know what? This is kind of cool because they don't really cover UFC locally when they do sports. Yes, Mars.
Mars.
Well, they did it now because of the local aspect of it, of him catching the robber.
So the UFC guys got to thwart some kind of crime before their big match, and then local sports will cover it.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, Dana mentioned it actually at the press conference because this
he
Bob
did?
Riley is a guy. I think he's an assemblyman. He's the one who I don't know how he's continually stopping MMA from being legal in New York.
Blocking it.
But he's fucking despicable, this guy.
Asshole.
It's his own personal view.
What is his view?
He just doesn't
we got
like
boxing.
it. But if, according to what I've heard, he would outlaw that if he could. He's probably a pussy. He just doesn't like that stuff. And it's the millions of... And Sheldon Silver's another one. I mean, I'm not going to go on a political rant, but these guys are the ones who I think believe stopping it from being legal here. Millions of dollars. Because literally, it's 15 minutes into Jersey. You can go and see an amazing event.
Yeah, so just picture all that money and you're moving it 15 minutes to Jersey. In New York City, and we certainly could use the money.
Yeah, Fan Expo money. They're going to raise our taxes because these scumbags won't allow something like this to be legal. It's disgraceful.
A lot of these guys get a little nervous inside when they see men shirtless, ripped, with a lot of muscles. They get a lot of these guys get a little confused about feelings they might get when they see that. And they don't want it in their city. A lot of people. That's I've heard tell.
I'd love to know why, but that's the only way for it to be legal is for people just to continually bombard these guys with calls.
Yeah,
and it's embarrassing that it's not legal in New York.
Yeah, it is.
That's ridiculous.
It's fucking New York.
Mixed martial arts, you can't do it in the garden.
It's politics.
Yeah,
red tape. They probably want their taste.
Yeah, they want something.
I would assume they want their taste. I would assume there's still some kind of corruption going on in this fucking city.
It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Because I'm sure boxing gives them a little taste.
Yeah.
We've hung out with Don King. I think that guy hands out tastes.
I would love it to be revealed.
I'm just assuming. I don't know shit, but...
No, I'm guessing with you.
From Shinola?
Yeah. Because Dana White knows how to run a company.
Yeah,
he's a stand-up guy that really knows how to run a company and really has turned this into a sport that a lot of people want to check out now.
And it's now the only game in town as far as it's like the NFL or the NBA or NASCAR or hockey, NHL. There's only one, and then you can maybe that's bad for negotiating, but it's better for.
Well, what is this guy saying? What does this guy want?
I don't know what his argument is. I heard he's pleaded his case, and he's just. I think it's become. My opinion is it's become his cause. I think once it becomes your cause,
you can't back down.
Then you can't back down, and you fight for it because it's a personal thing, and you lose, then you've lost. And it's just sickening. It's legal. McCain fought it too at one point years ago. I guess when it was more violent years ago.
Oh, he probably watches it and goes, "Oh yeah, I remember that blow,
that move."
Jesus,
that's the tell us the coordinates move. But I mean, McCain at least it was a much different sport 8 years ago than it is now.
Is this guy for real? He's mad that you're bragging over your seats, Jimmy. Bill in Philly, are you for real, Bill?
Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm tired of hearing Jimmy brag about his great seats. Anybody can buy those cheap seats. I hear him brag about his seats on Continental. He's an ass. He's a comedian.
But I'm not. But I'm not really bragging. I'm actually.
Do you think he's
welcome back?
When the seats the seats were given to me, so I'm kind of saying that Dana really hooked us up. If I bought them, I would be bragging.
Why don't listeners get the basics of the show?
Is he still here?
No, he hung up right away.
Oh,
obviously, you guys joke about. Oh my God,
he's just jealous. What's the matter, jealous baby? He wants to get me started. He's a jealous baby. Yeah. But no, bragging is if you bought them. If I said I spent $2,000 on a seat,
I got the best seats. No, it's like, hey, look what Dana did.
It was a gift from Dana.
I liked hearing that you sat that close to Joe Rogan and you had a different perspective on the whole fucking event.
Unbelievable.
The whole night.
Loved it.
That's why I like hearing that.
Yeah, but sir, you can continue to watch from the top. Watch from the top.
Watch from the top.
It's the only major sport in my life we've never been taken care of by anybody like this. I was thinking on the way home. They're the only guys that have really taken good care of us.
Yeah,
is these UFC and Dana and Reed and all those guys. The only ones.
Yeah, I think you're correct with
fucking
that.
Baseball. They want us to buy tickets, even though NFL and MLB was on.
Yeah,
terrible. But you know what I mean? They were all kind of all the sporting guys were dicks except for
UFC.
Yeah, those guys are phenomenal.
Yeah,
very good. Yeah, they had a very successful event Saturday night.
And I was watching the fighters, like Rashad was getting pulled aside by 1 million people, and Kenny Florian was, and Dana, they literally had interviews to do, and they couldn't say no to fans.
They're all cool, right?
Dude, and I said the Dana's head of security was there. You see that guy with the white hair?
Yeah, I know.
And I said, this is why this is so successful because these guys are fucking fan. And he's like, every time they never say.
Well, I hope that never goes away. You know, as they get more and more successful. Because that is a nice touch. You see it, that these guys take their fans very seriously.
And when you look at it, all shit rolls down.
And they don't deny anyone unless they really have
They
somewhere
have to go.
Right.
Shit rolls downhill, as they say, and it all comes from Dana, and he's
Dude, your
great
Yankees are just like that. We saw that firsthand.
When they're all roped off at a charity event.
At a charity event, we couldn't even get close to them to get pictures.
Dude, XM paid $25,000 for the table.
But our table was behind the ropes.
Behind the ropes.
Yeah, it was a good old fuck you.
Wow, we can look at the
even when you go
players.
to a charity event where your company, certainly we didn't pay the money,
Right.
spends easily $25,000. It was probably more if you had everything up, and you still can't get pictures with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Fucking scumbag.
They are scumbags. Most athletes are just, hateable.
Officially, I don't think I'm a baseball fan anymore. I've said for years I'm a Mets fan, but I'm not. I don't think I'm a baseball fan anymore.
At all, yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
Hell.
I'll go to a couple of Phillies games because the in-laws are really into the Phillies. They're way into the Phillies more than I'm into the Mets, so I'll take in a few games this year.
Mets have a few more problems than just the game.
Oh, I know.
This season coming up.
I still haven't been to their new stadium.
Yeah,
I went to Yankee Stadium before the new Shea Stadium.
They might have to start selling it off to pay for the fucking Bernie Madoff bullshit that went on.
Yeah, I call it the new Shea Stadium. I don't care what bank is it named
it's
after.
New Shea. Shitty Field.
Oh, that's right, City Field. Right,
Yeah.
right.
How much do they lose, the Mets?
Oh boy.
No, yeah, it's a big scandal. They're not even sure of a figure, but it's a situation where they're trying to sell part of the team, but not any kind of controlling interest. So people that would want to entertain buying in on the Mets just kind of look and go, well, so I give you money, and it just pretty much becomes I can go to the games. Like they have no say in players or how the teams run or anything. So because they won't give up a controlling interest in the Mets, but they need fucking capital. They need money. I mean, they're not going to be able to pay fucking players at this point. So,
boy, I wonder
see how what that boils down to.
I wonder if the fans are going to be spending more at the ballpark.
Yeah. Your tickets are now $6,000 for upper mezzanine.
I love how it always comes down to us to take care of the situation.
For their fuck ups.
Ridiculous.
But they would never give you a discount if the investments were fucking paying off well.
No.
What else is going on? I guess the Japan situation is back to normal, right?
I guess so.
I turned on the news all weekend long, and they moved on to Libya. So
Libya is the big story.
That's got to mean that all of Japan is rebuilt and back to normal.
I guess running like clockwork.
That's what I love about the news: the fake compassion for everybody. And then as soon as that next big story hits, they fucking clear out.
Yeah.
You were going to interview me next.
It went from showing that tsunami footage to showing those cruise missiles launching off of that ship.
They forgot all about
20
Japan.
times an hour.
How many missiles? 110 missiles?
110 cruise missiles.
Now, what's the price? Because that went around like crazy.
That's got to be $50, $60 a piece. Perhaps.
I heard anywhere from $600,000 to $1 million a piece.
Yeah, depending on what kind of cruise missile it is.
Wow.
Some of those things can just hang out and loiter for a while and then decide, we'll hit that target.
Really?
Yeah. And then they're all like autonomous, so you just set them off. It's fire and forget. Mm-hmm. And then they've been trying to take out, I guess, the air defense capabilities of Libya, so that Gaddafi can't start bombing the shit out of the rebellion.
Mm-hmm. The rebels were in deep trouble. And did I read this correctly? France
is actually going to be taking the lead on this. Yeah, they're sending in some planes to enforce the no-fly zone.
When was the last time France did anything? You would know this.
It's been a while. They're never members of a coalition. They like staying out of things.
So
and,
what's their interest in Libya? I don't know this.
I guess they have a big interest in Libya. I'm not even sure what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're interested.
I kept reading France is taking the lead. I'm like, France? Really?
Yeah. And Obama and company keep insisting that we are only in this for the short haul, for the beginning, because we have certain tactical advantages and technology that these other countries don't. So we're going to be handing the reins over to either England or France in the coming days. We were just here in the beginning for the cruise missile technology.
How much, by the way, I'm completely against us being involved in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Once again, the mother-in-law has to stick her fucking face in where it doesn't belong. And how about this, pussy United States? We really want to kill Gaddafi? How about the next time he's here for the UN, instead of letting him set up a tent somewhere,
right?
How about you go after him and Ahmadinejad from Iran? How about that?
We don't kill
leaders. Have you been watching the news, Jimmy?
That's policy. We don't kill leaders.
We are not targeting Gaddafi.
We don't do that.
We're targeting command and control centers.
That's right.
Even though we did hit a building in his compound.
Well,
but they said that had what they, and I love how they said it. They didn't say command and control or anything. What they said was the building we hit in his compound was a building that did contain certain equipment that could be used for communicating with. And the second I heard that was, it's a building with a phone. And they just bombed a building because it had a phone in it.
And maybe Gaddafi
was on the phone.
But we don't go after world leaders.
But we don't go after leaders.
I think that's where they keep the vending machines. They want to knock out the soda machines.
He was going in there for a Kit Kat.
A Kit Kat and a Sprite.
He was a little hungry.
Yeah.
A Snickers. Really satisfied. And he was hungry. You know,
but we
had
don't
a hankering. He had a hankering.
The other countries do that. We don't do that.
No, we don't assassinate.
We don't assassinate world leaders, especially our own.
Yeah. So,
whatever you want to believe on that one.
So that's like the big
story. Some people think,
Yeah, they haven't heard from him since a telephoned.
Really?
Statement that he made a couple of days ago, and so I guess he's keeping low. He's been on TV for hours on end for a few days, but after the bombing started, and then last night I think there might have been some F-117s involved in some takeouts of some key targets. Not sure.
I think the latest France is kind of tooling around up there, and nothing's going on. They got the airspace now, right?
They own the air. They pretty much told the Libyan Navy to stay in port. They said specifically, if you leave port, you will be destroyed.
Wow.
So, and Gaddafi was being very obstinate about the whole thing, saying, I'm doing what I want. We will fight. We will kill civilians. We will do that. But he hasn't said anything.
He seems to be really slick.
Yeah.
I thought this would be an easy one.
He's wily.
He's certainly
Let's say
wily.
He's a little wily.
Yes.
I had a cabbie. I came here yesterday to do some little taping for the Boneyard for the week. And a cabbie was driving me. We were talking about, and he starts talking about Libya. And he goes, the U.S. he's like, it was African. And he was saying how we're just there for the oil. And I'm so against us being there. I was like, maybe. But I was like, what about, I'm like, I think we're more there because we're embarrassed that Al-Maghrahi, whatever his name was, the Pan Am bomber was released.
Right.
And we don't have the fucking balls to have economic sanctions or cut relations with Scotland, who released him.
Right.
Or better yet, England. Who brokered his release, I believe. Or fucking, how about BP if they're behind it? How about we kick him out of the fucking country?
And it was to make some kind of a deal.
Of course it was.
Yeah. The guy said, he was dying of cancer,
Right.
and they let him go. Apparently, he had like the flu. And he's just fine now.
Well, they let him go a while ago now, right?
Dude, it was
over a year ago, I think.
Well over a year ago.
Is it well over a year
A year and a half, I want to say.
And this guy was on death's door.
Well, they said he
as far
had
as
weeks
they
to
said.
live when they released him.
Yeah. You know how I know? Because it was when the Jay Leno show was starting. One of the pre-shows before it actually went to air at 10 o'clock, that was one of the topics we were talking about was this guy being released. That's how long ago that was.
Right,
Humanitarian
so that's
reasons, they let him go. What kind of bullshit is that?
And these civilians are the same people that were cheering his return.
Yeah.
So I don't care what happens in that country. It's not our business. I don't like we're just showing all of a sudden now we're going to get involved. We could have killed him years ago and we didn't. Tough shit for us.
I also don't like the fact that we don't know who the fuck this rebellion is. Like, who's in charge of this? It could be this is the same thing as Gaddafi, worse than Gaddafi. Is it Muslim Brotherhood? Is it, everyone's got a nice acronym. That sounds all nice and sweet, but who the fuck are these people? Why are we helping them out? This is what they're saying. We're doing this to keep civilians from being massacred. No other reason. Gaddafi is in there murdering civilians, and we're not there to support a revolution. We're there to save civilians. That's bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh, well, it can't be any worse than Gaddafi.
For their own people, but those people have to rise up on their own and beat or get beaten. there are some ways to support. I mean, obviously, our own revolution was supported by the French.
Right.
Well, they came in and helped us out,
but we'll make sure we get one of our guys in there. We'll make sure we get one of our guys in Egypt.
I don't know. The Middle East is hard to slip a puppet into. Very difficult.
We'll make sure.
The Shah was the last one, I think. And, that didn't end nicely.
We'll prop someone up.
By the way, when France helped us, had we killed through a terrorist act 200 of fucking France's citizens 20 years earlier,
right?
I don't think the history was the same, and the fucking bile between the two countries wasn't the same.
You're right.
The connection with France too. They get 30% of their oil from Libya, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna believe a listener that just wrote that.
It's probably true.
It's probably true on that.
Yeah, because I do remember hearing that they do have a great deal with Libya and oil, and I think that's why England handed over, or Scotland handed over the.
Of course it is.
Yeah, terrorists. It's for some oil deal, and I don't know.
But how about we mind our business? Let's mind. I don't care. You know where our money should be going? To stop fucking people here for taxes.
Yeah.
How about I don't mind helping people in Japan or Indonesia during these quakes. That's what we should be spending money. Helping fucking humanitarian aid.
We're working up to a $5 trillion deficit.
Nice.
Which is numbers that no one can even comprehend. It's those huge numbers you can't wrap your mind around. $5 trillion deficit is right around the corner. And we're helping out that people we don't know in Libya for what? I don't know.
That means we're in the 4 trillions, right? So what's the difference between the 4 trillion and the 5 trillion?
We're in upper fours.
The number's so large, who cares?
Well, that's why they're able to keep going with this. Because people just go, I don't even know what that number means.
And if you owed the government $5,000, they would throw you in jail.
Yes.
Let's go to Jay in Nevada. Jay.
Hey, you guys were just saying last week you guys were giving him the president.
Not Jay, not you guys. I'm so sick of everyone being the same person on this show. Anthony was. And,
all right.
And what makes the show very easy on you, Anthony will never accept President Obama. So,
and I do have an asshole, a douchebag. I do have fucking reasoning behind that. Obama waited a fucking. Hey, he waited a month before he did anything. When these rebels, when this humanitarian effort that he's pulling off now, it's been a month, and then you decide to do something. There's no. You ever
heard better late than never?
Ooh, he got you with the better.
Oh, he got me better late than never.
Ah, shit.
The guy is not a leader. He's not a leader. He doesn't know how to fucking lead. He doesn't have any passion for anything but having gotten elected as president and taking him, his wife, and his kids on trips to Brazil. Shut up!
Well, the kids are off.
It rules.
But Anthony, the kids are off for spring break, and they decided they want to see that big Christ statue.
Whatever.
You had to say, even if you like Obama, you got to say, was it you? One of you guys pointed out that he's not used to having guys' lives in his hands.
No.
And that, to me, is where, like, if he'd have been a governor first, he'd be better at stuff like this. I don't know who pointed that out, but it was a great point. He's not comfortable reacting when people can get killed.
He can't make he can't make quick decisions on very, very important subjects and topics. His social programs, he's ready to jump on those and everything. Yep. But when it comes down to world matters, and people said, they criticized this guy before he got in office that he's got zero experience in world affairs, dealing with other countries.
He did some tomahawking over the weekend, though.
Yeah, I bet he did it.
He did.
He signed off on it.
He had to sign the order. His name's on something.
Whatever. He still is not a leader. He's not a world leader. He's not a world powerhouse. And I'm not saying America should be the world police, but in this world that we live in, we need to take the lead, at least philosophically sometimes. Maybe have an impassioned speech that'll give people an idea as to what the fuck you're doing, what the fuck this is about. Even Michael Moore was ripping fucking Obama apart on this one. Michael fucking Moore.
I don't pay attention.
I started following Michael Moore just to get angry.
Really?
Yeah. I follow some people just to piss myself off.
That's why I follow Kim Kardashian. See, we're the same person.
It?
Yes.
You follow her? Is she awful on Twitter? She has to be awful.
I follow her just to
just to piss yourself off.
Just to piss myself off.
Why not?
and then I attack her on her tweets.
That's what I do.
And you do that with Michael Moore.
I do that with Michael
We're
Moore.
the same person.
I don't attack. I'm just kind of like, I'm just dipping my feet in the water here with him as far as what he tweets.
Did Obama win the Nobel Peace Prize? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Yeah, he won the Nobel Prize for...
Not very peaceful this weekend.
No, a few cruise missiles.
The whole world is a joke. You win the Nobel Peace Prize, and here's a guy that just fucking signed some kind of order to launch 110 fucking Tomahawk
Well, he didn't.
missiles.
It wasn't. He didn't win the Nobel. He won the "You're Not Bush" award.
Yeah,
that was all that was.
That's what that was.
That was the world saying we hated Bush so much. Here you are.
You can't win any peace prize and launch missiles within the same year.
I forgot who wrote.
You can't do that.
I forgot who wrote the initial tweet, but it was retweeted by Andy Levy.
Yeah,
and it was like, "Uh-oh, here come the anti-Obama war protests in 3, 2, never."
Oh, really?
Which is just brilliant because it'll never happen. You won't see Obama's war for oil, Obama's killing civilians, Obama this. That. You're not going to see that. It's covered differently. They're still blaming this one on George W.
I don't want to protect Libyan civilians.
I don't
listening
either.
to that cabbie talk about how we're only there for the oil. Like that's the mentality of it, and it's like, you know what? Go fuck yourselves. And it's not the. And once in a while, like Muslims will tweet me or whatever and think like, how come you hate us? And I really don't. It's not about Muslims.
Well, you're carrying on conversations with Muslims? What else is going back and forth between you and Muslims?
We're discussing plans.
Just plans for a party.
They've got me. I'm going to infiltrate. Because,
oh, are you?
No, but it's like, it's not about that. It's about people that I deem anti-U.S. That don't like us. I have no mercy for it.
I don't care.
Don't want us involved.
I don't care about them. And if Obama would make himself more clear, no one knows really what this is about.
Right.
No one knows what these rebels want. Even in Egypt, during their uprising, we got a feel for what these people wanted. They wanted jobs. They didn't want to be. They didn't want there to be two classes: the ultra wealthy and the dirt living poor. And they wanted some kind of a constitution with amendments that gave them certain liberties and you know, a life. At least we knew that. This, I have no idea why these people want Gaddafi out.
They don't even
know.
No
one's ever said it. It's just, whoa, everyone else is partying here in the Middle East. Let's pick up some guns and start shooting at the leadership.
It's a movement across the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because now Syria is acting up.
Yes. Bahrain.
Yeah, they're looking for their changes.
Was Yemen had problems?
Why not Yemen is going to happen soon.
Yeah, Yemen is having its own problems.
In the words of Anthony, why not Yemen?
Why not Yemen?
That's going to happen.
Years ago.
So I think in general that part of the world doesn't really know what they want. They know they want change, or it seems like a majority of them do.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. It's what I like to call the clusterfuck.
Is Anderson Cooper going to be okay though? Is he now in Libya?
Is he back?
He's taking too many chances. Can we bring him home? I'm very nervous for Anderson Cooper.
He should be. But I saw.
Where was he? He was in Egypt. Then he had to go to Japan. Is he in Libya now? Let's bring him home.
He probably is. That guy needs a vacation.
He's a national treasure. We got to protect him. We got to protect him.
Him and Shep Smith over at Fox News. I saw him Friday, and he was exhausted. And I was like,
Shep was?
I was like, Shep, you glowing in the dark yet? And he's like, oh. Geez.
What you? Oh, you saw him?
Yeah. I was walking in. He was walking out.
I'm sorry. I forgot that you have a connection with Fox News.
He was exhausted. You could just see it.
Really?
Because every time you turned on Fox News, it was Shep. 3 in the morning, noon, 3 in the afternoon, 6 o'clock. The guy was constantly on.
Yeah, but he's the type of guy that looks like he might do a little partying in between reports, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. He just seemed like he was on his way home to go to sleep for a week. Maybe for a week.
I'm too busy watching CNN with the Lispy broad.
You like the Lispy
Who's
broad?
the Lispy broad?
You haven't? You haven't been around.
Yeah, I've seen her. She's
There's a Lispy broad that's doing all the Japanese coverage. She can't say S's or C's. And then the mic they're using or the technology they're using, it's some kind of a Skype or something, makes it even worse.
If you lisp over the age of 11 at this point, you should fucking have your teeth slammed on your tongue.
We brought it to a lot of people's attention, and Twitter's alive where everyone's tweeting me, hey, she's back on, and thanks to those people, because then I quickly turn on CNN, and she's just, it's unbelievable.
Do you have tape of her? I don't know who you mean.
Yeah, if
Iraq, you got
Iraq's
some?
going to get it, and if we could get more tape of her. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
I love a good impediment. And nothing better than a good impediment.
This makes Big A look like, like he could be doing Shakespeare. Because
It's bad.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, I forget, you said Big A. Dr. Steve had some kind of a link. You could resend me.
Yeah,
Big A needs some kind of...
I ignore that.
he needs help financially
I ignored it.
for his medical
Oh,
stuff.
does he?
But
Enough
he's
already.
He's 90 pounds.
Enough
he's lost.
already. No, we saw him at the Imus event. He looks unbelievable.
So, Dr. Steve, if you could resend that, I will tweet it, and I'm sorry I haven't. But to help out Big A, who's really, really working on helping himself, if listeners want to help him out, because he needs medical money, I think, for something.
Yeah.
But it's legit.
Yeah, he's...
Big
Is it
sweetie.
legit?
Yeah. Oh, well, he's too legit to quit.
he's just going to gain the weight back.
I keep sending him carrot cakes with a big middle finger on them.
Eat this. You know you want to.
Dude, he's doing 90 fucking pounds that guy's lost.
He looks really good.
Ah.
I think he's thinner than wood floor liquor. Wood floor liquor. You better watch out. You're next.
At fucking Ant's house, I've seen him before with... what's he carry? Like berries and nuts, like some creepy bear?
He does. He does.
Carries his own little healthy snacks.
Yes. Very healthy.
All right, here's the lispy
He's taking
broad.
care of himself. That's good.
See, this is old, unfortunately. This is when the earthquake first hit. You haven't been around for the earthquake?
I've been around. Yeah. I was just been in and out.
Then maybe you... Oh, okay. Maybe it was... All right. If we could get, newer audio from her, this is one of the best things you could watch on TV. First one, not as bad. Second one, really bad. So first, this one.
We've got the tsunami and we've got the earthquake. Let's start with the earthquake. What kind of shape, in fact, is Tokyo in right now?
Well, I can tell you that right now there's an infrastructure problem in Tokyo. But before I get to that, let me tell you what was a shared experience in the city of 13 million people. And I just want to give you a small snapshot. And remember, we are hundreds of miles away from the epicenter of the quake.
Say middle.
Epicenter.
Don't say epicenter. Say middle.
Epicenter.
That one's not that bad.
That's terrible.
Oh, wait till you hear the second one. She strings a bunch of S words together.
What is she doing? I don't know. What are they doing?
She sounds like she's supposed to be a really good reporter if she didn't have that pesky, lisp.
Yeah.
And this is just one small snapshot of what people across the city felt. There were reports of damage of some ceilings falling. There are many people who felt the shaking for several minutes. I was in one of Tokyo's busiest train stations, Tokyo Station, and in that station, we felt the shaking for several minutes. The train lines were shut down. This was certainly something sizable. This was different.
Why would you say certainly something sizable if you can't say S's or C words?
And why would you say that it was? Couldn't you have to edit out S words if you can help it? Don't pluralize anything.
Right.
She's their correspondent in Japan, obviously, and now that they've moved on to Libya, I'm bummed that we're not going to get to see or hear her on CNN as much as we have. So,
Yeah.
Japan's a fucking mess, man.
Oh, yeah.
you think?
I saw some story on a firefighter who went home and his grandkids were all dead. It was all fucking miserable. It was miserable news.
Awful.
Well, I don't understand why they have to, push that angle. We all know that a lot of people are dead and just horrible,
You're kidding.
tragic stories.
Yeah, it's awful.
They went with one guy that was still searching for his wife. It's like,
Good luck.
Really? What are you
Good luck
doing?
to you.
We know she's dead.
By the way, Japan doesn't need. They keep using you got to donate money. We should. If military guys want to go over there, if they want to help clean up rubble or whatever it is we do, that's fine. But Japan doesn't need money.
They
They're
don't
not
need the
broke.
money.
They have money. We don't need
Yeah.
to donate $1 million.
We're
They
always
have
the
it.
ones that's got to.
They're the third world's third largest economy in the world, right?
Yeah, I think they're okay.
So we could just go over and give them manpower or equipment, but they don't need our fucking money.
No, I don't think so.
Manpower.
But it's fine, though. According to the news, I think Japan's all set and they're
already-
back to normal. Yeah, because now they're on to Libya, showing they don't give a shit in the end.
What's Charlie Sheen doing?
They actually just had a Charlie Sheen story, too. So reached his 3 millionth Twitter follower. How about that? And he sold out 2 nights at Radio City
That's pretty amazing.
to just, as he said,
I don't think
he's
it's
just
amazing.
going to riff, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
What is he
He
doing?
did.
What is he doing? An O&A roadshow?
He's
just assuming that they're going to love it?
He's just going to riff.
Oh, it's going to be a disaster.
And kind of go off and just kind of talk. It's there's no plan.
When's the
for
first
this thing.
one?
I don't know. When is the first one?
Didn't he
Any
tweet
idea?
a picture of his bag? He's all packed and ready to go.
Yeah, he tweeted a picture of his bag, which
With
is
a
another
machete in
little
it.
familiar thing. I did a whole fucking show this weekend on my go bag.
Mm-hmm.
I did a compound show on the contents of my go bag.
Mm-hmm.
And then moments later, Charlie Sheen posts a picture of his go bag.
You think he's watching you?
I don't know what it is. I'm not one to say, oh my God, copy, someone's watching, someone's saying something. But it's just there's a lot of coincidences going on with that. With Charlie Sheen, like popping things on. And I don't know. It was just odd because it was very deliberate.
Kenny told me, he goes, I tried to play a prank on you. I wanted Pete to call you and say that Charlie Sheen had called and they'd asked for you to open for him.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, what the fuck would be funny about that? I'd sign up for that in a second.
Of course.
Really? That's the big joke? Ha, you're going to be in front of 6,000 people? No, you're not. Idiot. Kenny's jokes are awful.
What a dumb joke. It's horrible.
I know. I would take that gig in a second. But if he's just gonna riff, is he gonna be in for a rude shot? That's a live audience, man.
Oh, they'll eat him alive.
Oh, yeah.
They'll eat him alive.
They're gonna want something.
Because there's no, what am I trying to say? There's no dedication, I guess is what I'm trying to say to Charlie Sheen. So you can't just get up there and riff.
And he's
They're going to
not-
tear him apart.
And as long as he's being paid, that's all he gives a shit about. You think he cares if he's putting on a good show?
Right. I think I'm saying loyalty, where a loyal audience will give you a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're not loyal to Charlie Sheen.
They don't know what he's gonna do. It's gonna be unexpected.
They want him to go on stage and do coke. That's why everyone is following this asshole.
That's what he should do, by the way.
I mean, Dice had the best rant about it. Did you?
I know. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
We should play it again. Going into break, it's worth playing again.
That's it.
Dice had the best rant on it, basically saying exactly what's happening.
Unfortunately, he was dressed like a pirate at the
I
time.
heard about his eye patch.
Yeah. But yeah, people are following him because they want to see him partying again. Could we find that, Dan? We could go to break with that. The Dice thing. I think they put it back on YouTube. He talks a little bit about Gilbert in the beginning, which is fine, and then he goes off on Charlie. This thing has legs. You want to go to break with this?
Yeah, sure.
I want to work with Charlie and do all those people.
Wouldn't that be great?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that'd be all
They'd
right.
probably hate me though.
What a nasty joke that would be.
Oh,
to
that
play
just stunk.
on you. God.
All right, we'll go to break with this. Dice really just ripping into Sheen. It's very, very accurate from the Dice man. And, yes, he looks like a pirate. Because
Yeah.
I guess he had an eye infection or something. He called, but we couldn't get to him because stupid Ian and his dumb whores wouldn't shut the fuck up enough for us to just put the phone line down and say hi to Dice.
Well, that's him.
We literally couldn't, get to Dice, which was so frustrating. He was on hold.
Dice.
And he's probably going to do this rant that he ended up doing for the paper here. Yep. But we go to break with this. Dice on Charlie Sheen and a little bit Gilbert and Gottfried in the beginning.
In your day, what do you think of what Gilbert Gottfried said that got him kicked off of Affleck?
What Gilbert Gottfried said? I don't even know what he said. What did he say?
Basically, he put out a Twitter tweet about
Another Twitter.
Yeah.
Another idiot with Twitter.
He put out a tweet.
I don't even have a Twitter account. You know that? You know what I got? My wife does it for me. Mrs. Dice Clay. Anybody wants to Twitter me? Okay, who gives a about Gilbert? You come to me with Eddie Murphy, well then maybe I have a comment. You know what I mean? Maybe what did he say?
He said
something about I think something about like he made fun of the Japan thing, the Tokyo thing.
Yeah, he made fun of the tsunami.
And he made fun of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said Japanese. He said Japanese.
Forget about him. How about well this that everybody's afraid to say anything to this Charlie Sheen with all his ranting and all the attention he's getting. Maybe he should say something nice and maybe some kind words to all those people out in Tokyo and to their families while he's got the spotlight on him. You know what gets me about something like that? Nobody's got the balls to tell this guy how up he is. He's on TV terrorizing newscasters because they seen him waving a machete in the air. He's saying, I'm winning. Let me tell you something, Charlie. I used to be a big fan of what you do. You did some great movies in the past, and you get an opportunity to be on one of the greatest sitcoms of this decade, and then you go on TV and promote drugs. You call that winning when you get fired from a hit sitcom? You call that winning? Do you call winning when there's custody battles, your kids are being taken from you, and you're living with two porno actresses that I could watch on YouTube, jerk my and shut on the off button, and you think you're winning going from a hit show to a cooking show, tossing a salad? Get the help you need, because I'm sick of watching the Charlie show. Face. Take a word of advice. I'm not afraid to tell you. You're up. They do commercials about drugs all the time. This is your brain on drugs, and then they put it in a frying pan and show the eggs scrambling. Now they got Charlie Sheen to look at. You're so up. You don't even see the billboards from that show you was doing, the one you're being a anti-Semitic guy to your ex-boss, whatever his name is, that you're doing anti-Semitic remarks. Nobody likes that. You're not a rock star. You're not a comic. You're the biggest loser in the world as far as I'm concerned, okay? Go get the help you need. Nobody's on Twitter watching you going, hey, Charlie's great, Charlie's winning. Everybody's watching you fall, and everybody's afraid to say it to you. Get help. And Gilbert, I think you lost a job, didn't you? Maybe you need some help too.
Rob, bitch, rob, bitch, rob.